Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having a great week so far. It's Teamless Tuesday. That's right, Teamless Tuesday. And we're going to do another Teamless reaction show. And I'm going to go through my NRL tips for this week's games, of course, as well. And hello to everyone who's joined us. Please also don't forget to like this live stream if you haven't done so already, and make sure you are subscribing to the YouTube channel if you are a new viewer and haven't done so already. It's much appreciated. Shows your support for the content, and it's absolutely free as well. What I'm going to do is going to go through the Warriors team list, give my overall thoughts on the team that's been named this week, and I'm going to go through the NRL tips for this week's games as well. And if you've got any questions or comments, feel free to put them into the live YouTube chat. If you haven't done so already, make sure you do interact in the live chat as well. It's much appreciated. And we'll go through the team list first. And hello to everyone who's joining at the moment. There's 2 viewers, so if you haven't done so already, please give this live stream a like. And feel free to comment in the live YouTube comments section down below. Man, the NRL this week, it's going to be real interesting. Quite a few good games coming up. Really looking forward to this round. Really can't wait for the Warriors Storm game on Saturday evening as well. I'm really looking forward to that one. But yeah, it should be a real interesting round of footy. Had a great round, obviously, which finished last night with the Dogs and the Eels. And it was a great game, that one, between the Dogs and the Eels. So hello to Jono. Good to see you in the chat, Jono. Hope you're doing well. And great to see Shaun Johnson back. So we'll go through the team list at the moment, guys. Please share the live stream if you haven't done so already, so it helps get the viewers in a bit more. And share the live stream on all the social platforms. And share the link and interact in the live chat. For those of you who are joining, interact in the live chat. But so we'll get into it. So we'll start getting into it. We'll have a look at the team list that Webby's named this week. So we're really intrigued to see who we go with. So I'm only reacting to I'm reacting as I look at the team list now, because I haven't seen the team list yet. So Saturday game, right? Saturday, 15th of June. Storm and the Warriors. So fullback is Chancellor-Cookstad. Darren Watini-Zelezniak on the wing. Rocco Berry centres Adam Pompey. Marcelo Montoya on the other wing. 5'8", so Tamari Martin's back at 5'8". Shaun Johnson returns from injury, and he is back at halfback there. Fanua Blake, prop. Wade Egan, hooker. Jackson Ford, prop. Marata Niukore, second row. Mitchell Barnett and Tohu Harris, lock. Benches, Shanaris Tavita, Dylan Walker, Jazz Tavanga, and Kurt Capewell. Reserves of Tom Marley, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. RTS has been named in the reserves there. And Tane Tuapiki, Freddie Lusk, and Jacob Laban are the reserves. So, so just in the chat here, so Jono Remus Smith is a big out for the Storm. The right side looks vulnerable for them. So that's the Warriors team list there. Overall, look, it's great to have Shaun back, of course. Great to have SJ back on the side. Look, obviously, we've done pretty well with the team that we've named over the last couple of weeks, especially, but having Shaun back is great. Tamari Martin, obviously back in that 5'8" slot, the position where he played in before. So, it's going to be really interesting to see how the likes of Tamari and Shaun go as a combination. Obviously, at the start of the season, it was Luke Metcalf and Shaun Johnson, and then we had Tamari Martin and Shaun Johnson for quite a bit, and then Shaun Johnson got ruled out for quite a while as well. So, Tamari, Tamari Martin's been playing great at halfback, and I'm just interested to see what Shaun does at halfback. I'm really interested to see what he does in this one. But hello to Jim's Chooks fan. How's it going, Jim? Chooks fan, hope you're doing well in the chat there. While seeking revenge from last week's last game versus the Storm. Yeah, absolutely. But Jono's saying good luck to the Storm fans. Will be a great game, but what can I say up the wires? Absolutely, yeah. So. Look, generally speaking, just looking at the Storm side, just have a look at the Storm side. So they've named a pretty decent lineup with Folungo fullback, Grant Anderson wing, Dina Amia, Nick Meaney, Xavier Coates, and then Tyrone Richard and Jerome Hughes. Harry Grant, hooker, Tui Kamakamika, Josh King, Sean Buller, Elias Kato, and Trent Leo, and then benches Bronson Garlick, Christian Welsh, and Nelson Sofa-Solomon and Joe Chan. So just looking at the out, so Remus Smith is out. So that's a big out for the Storm, massive out for the Storm. When you look at the outside backs, man, the Melbourne Storm outside backs, man, really handy players. With Dean Irvine, Nick Meaney as well. Nick Meaney, probably one of the most underrated players, in my opinion. But also you've got Xavier Coates as well, who the Warriors will want to, get rid of those nightmares against the Storm on the previous game where we lost on the bell with a try to Xavier Coates. So hopefully we can keep Xavier Coates quiet in this game. But William Pearson. I know William Pearson is a Melbourne Storm fan. Yes, Storm have a great record. No surprise there. No surprise. Jim, the Chooks fan saying breaking news: Archie is to return next week. Yeah, he'll return against the Titans, and I'll be attending that game. So I'm looking forward to going to the Warriors Titans at Seawas on Saturday next week. So yeah, looking forward to it. But look, generally speaking, with the team list, no surprises. I'm really not surprised with the team we've named. Obviously, when I did my team list, I would have loved to see Sean. Actually, I would have loved to see Tamari stay at halfback and Sean at 7, but Sean at 6. But they've obviously no surprise there. They've gone with Tamari at the 6 there with Sean Johnson at the halfback spot there. So, look, generally speaking, when you look at that Warriors team, strong team. We're getting close to our full strength lineup as well. We're getting really close to that. We've obviously Metcalf still sitting on the sideline. RTS coming back. We're getting really close to our full side. But look, I like our bench as well. Harris, Tavita, Walker, Tavanga, and Capewell. Very good bench. Roger Tuivasa naming the reserves. Obviously, I don't think he'll play this week. I really don't think he'll play this week. Even though he's named the reserves, I can't see him returning this week, but he'll return against the Titans. Hello to Mel in the chat. Good to see you, Mel. Hope you're doing well. You guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the live chat. What are your thoughts on the team list from the Warriors and the Storm? I think with both teams, this is probably an opportunity for the Warriors to get 4 wins in a row. The Storm, obviously, doing pretty well this season, sitting pretty high on the ladder at the moment, sitting near the top 2. So it's going to be another big test for the Warriors, especially. It's going to be a huge test. Sold out crowd as well at Go Medium Mats, but staying in Auckland, New Zealand as well. So it should be really interesting. I like our forward pack. I really do. For Noah Blake, Ford, Newcore, and Barnett, very strong pack there. Did the job last week against the Cowboys in Townsville. For Noah Blake last week, man, what a game he played. Also Jackson Ford playing prop last week against the Cowboys. There were some doubts whether he'd do well in that position, but I think he will do the job there, and I like him. I like having Jackson Ford in the prop position. Actually, I really do. Big fan of it. Really rate the move by Webby to put Ford in that prop and have Newcore and Barnett in the second row. I really like that. I really do. So, Jose is saying here, Storm ain't gonna know what hit them this weekend up the wires. Absolutely, Jose. Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well, bro. Good to see you in the chat there. But I just really like the looks of, the fact that we are going to have near close to a full strength lineup at the back end of the season, and an important stage as well when you look at this game against the Storm. It is a game we need to win, and it's a huge game as well because if we win this game, we go 4 in a row. We go into the Titans game at Seabus next week on the Gold Coast, which I'll be attending. There will be a vlog for that one. If we can go 4 in a row, go into the Gold Coast game and in a strong position to get inside that top 8 before the second bye. But Warriors team, man, I can't argue with it. I can't really argue with the selections, honestly, this week. Very happy for Adam Pompey and very happy that Adam Pompey keeps his spot, man. Really happy to see him keep his spot. And I think at the moment you have to keep him this side. And I know there's a lot of debate where you put RTS in there with Pompey when he's back. or do you drop Rocky Berry? I don't think Rocky Berry should be dropped at all. But it's a tough decision, obviously, with Webby is picking the side, and I think this team really, at the moment, picks for itself with the players in form. Obviously, Sean came back; he's back in the side as well. So, yeah. Hello to Tans in the chat there. How are you doing, Tans? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you in the chat there. And yeah, Jose saying kia ora to Tans as well. But yeah, look, this team is, man, really strong, man. I can't disagree with the selections. I really can't. Like, look at their reserves. Look at the reserves we've got at the moment with Tom Ali, Tuivasa-Sheck, Tuapiki, Lussick, and Laban. And some of those players probably could be, quite find themselves unlucky. Obviously, with Tuivasa-Sheck, he's not going to be back till next week. But, the likes of Tom Ali, Tane Tuapiki, and Freddie Lussick, and Jacob Laban, man, those players just shows how much depth we've got at the moment with some of the young players as well who can come in and fill a void as well, that they can come in and step up to the plate. So, and you've got, obviously, with our New South Wales Cup team, we're doing quite well. We've got some good depth in that New South Wales Cup side. And the Jersey Flegg Club side, we've got some good youngsters as well. So, plenty of players to call upon as well if injuries do happen during the week. But I think when you look at this team list at the moment, could I see some changes come kick-off on Saturday? Possibly. There could be some changes. But I think this team will probably relatively stay the same. I think it'll be relatively stay the same come an hour before kick-off on Saturday afternoon. But, yeah, so Mel was saying here, hey, Jose, small improvement, but slowly getting there. Cheers, bud. Good to hear, Mel. But yeah, guys, I will be doing a preview. I'll be doing an actual preview tomorrow night. So I'll actually run through both teams, give my predictions, scores, try scorers anytime, first try scorers. So we'll be doing a proper preview of the Warriors Melbourne Storm game on Wednesday night on the YouTube channel, 7 p.m. Australia time, 9 p.m. New Zealand time. So tune in for that one. But this stream is just me purely reacting to and giving my thoughts on just the team list and focusing on the team list before I focus on the game itself. On Wednesday night, when I do my actual preview and run through predictions and key matchups and all that sort of stuff. So if you want to tune in for that one tomorrow night, feel free to tune in on Wednesday night as well. And I've also got a show on Thursday night as well on the YouTube channel. We'll be doing a panel show with a couple of special guests and Warriors content creators. So tune in for that one. We'll preview the game as well on that show as well. But yeah, look, so far so good with that team list. So far so good. And hello to RVIDYN is saying you're not confident for this weekend, but I reckon the Hughes will be stand up for Storm over New Zealand. Can feel a big game from him. Definitely we'll have to watch Jerome Hughes, especially a lot of these Kiwi players who always come back to play the Warriors in New Zealand, and they always have a big one. I don't know why that is the case. Maybe it's just special motivation being back at home, but hopefully they don't have a big game. The likes of Jerome Hughes, these Kiwi players, especially like Nelson Surfer Solomon off the bench, the Warriors are going to have to watch out from him as well. So, yeah, and I get so much shimmer whenever we play the Storm. We must beat them this time. Absolutely, tons. We definitely got to beat them. We've got to right the wrongs of the Storm game early this year, which we got really unlucky. Let's be quite frank. Should have won that game against Melbourne, but we lost it on the siren due to Xavier Coast's crazy effort, in the corner, which was really heartbreaking. So hopefully we don't see something similar like that happen against us in Auckland on Saturday night. But I actually do feel quite confident about this game. Usually I wouldn't, but usually I wouldn't feel this confident against the Melbourne Storm. In the past couple of years, I've always been nervous, worried. But being at home, it's sold out crowd, and the team playing with confidence and going for 4 straight wins in a row, I feel like we're quite we're quite close to getting back to our real best footy. The best footy that we played last year when we made the top 4. So these next couple of weeks are quite crucial for the Warriors. When we look at the games coming up, the Storm, Titans, Dogs, bye. Then we got the Raiders after the second bye. So some of these games are so important. And this game against the Storm on Saturday, go medium out Stadium, solid crowd is a huge one. Massive game for sure. And hello to Up the Waz. Good to see you, Up the Waz, in the chat. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, bro. Good to see you in the chat there. And we always get nervous for the Storm game for sure. Always get nervous for the Storm. We know how quality of a side they are. They're definitely doing quite well this year. I mean, I did expect them to do well, but I didn't expect them to go this well the season so far. They're sitting in the top 2 as well on the ladder at the moment. So full credit to the Storm at the moment. Probably the biggest surprise I thought I wouldn't be thinking they'd be doing this well, but just in the top 2 right now on the ladders. Quite an effort itself at the moment. But yeah, so that's just my general thoughts on the team list, guys. So yeah, I mean, I can't really I don't think I need to give any more thought to the team list because I think the team list is pretty much what I expected. With Tamari obviously back at 6 and Sean back at 7, and I feel like hopefully both these hopefully Tamari can still play very well. Going back to 5'8" now, he's done a good job over the last couple of weeks at halfback, but he's back at 5'8". Sean Johnson's back at 7, so it'll be interesting to see how Webby evolves the game plan around both these players. You want to see both players control the game and not just one player being so dominant. Like throughout the season, we've seen with Sean, he's been pretty dominant with obviously the kicking game, and we haven't seen too much of Tamari when he's been at 6. So hopefully we can see both players show their potential, and not just one player dominating the other. Dominating the other player. So hopefully both players can do the role there. But Tamari's been great at 7. That's why my only concern is whether we will go back to the old same game plan when Sean was back in the side before. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we can change it up a bit more with our kicking game, with our attack, because at the start of the season it was so predictable, and teams were defensively, snuffing it out quite easily. So, and how much pressure do you think Sean Johnson's under coming to winning side after being four losses previously? Jose is asking. I think he's under a bit of pressure, and you wouldn't be saying this. Warriors fans will not be debating about this. This season where Sean Johnson, was there any doubt? Coming back into the side, and look, I think he is under a bit of pressure, but I do feel like him coming back to the scene after watching the last couple of weeks, especially all those younger players stepping up. I think he'll come in and want to have a big one, and we want to have a big back end of the season, and he's going to need to. We can't just have one player, one dominant half be good. We're going to have both. Both our halves need to do the job, and that includes our spine and our forward pack, the whole team. But Sean needs to control. Sean and Tamari need to both do the roles. We can't just rely on one player to be the dominant half. And Jose's saying in Webby we trust, mate. I reckon they'll be targeting Chance Nickel Klugstad, says Tans. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. But we know that Chance is defensively he's not too bad there. Where he is. He's not a bad defender. He does the job very well. So I think if you look at the Storm and their attack, Jerome Hughes as well, will probably be the ones in terms of his kicking game. Will probably target the likes of our outside backs as well. I think with his kicking game, but I think that's an area which could be the Storm could be looking at there. But generally speaking, if you look at the Storm, I think Remus Smith obviously he has been not named because of having a HIA last week. So, and Elias Katoa, I think, is also another player to Warriors need to look out for. But overall, generally speaking, look, I do trust in what the team we've named this week. Really do. Really trust in what the selections we've made for this week's game. But I will definitely go and have a proper preview of this game, Warriors and the Storm, on Wednesday night. So please tune into the YouTube channel for that. We'll give a proper rundown, give my predictions, and so generally speaking, I'll do that on Wednesday night on the YouTube channel. So please tune in for that one at 9 p.m. New Zealand time, 9 p.m. New Zealand time, 7 p.m. Australia time. So just getting a bit muddled up with time zones. And Tan's saying he does so much, Mahi kicks, returns, and stats say it would. Yeah, definitely does, for sure, Tans. He definitely does. That's what I love about Chance Nickel Klugstad is he does the job. He's not your flash fullback, but he does the job very well. And we don't ask for him to be the most flashiest fullback in the world. And that's the thing, like attack, defence, just does the general basics of the game very well. And now, Jose, we have to watch out for Big Mouse to come off mention too and lowest impact off the game. Yeah, absolutely we do. And Greg, hello to Greg in the chat. Good to see you in the chat, Greg. Hope you're doing well. He's saying here, when is Roger coming back? Roger's back for round 16 against the Gold Coast Titans next week, but he is named in the reserves for this week's game. So don't expect him to play this week, though, despite being named in the reserves. So I don't think he'll be named. I don't think he'll play on Saturday. I can't honestly see it, but Jose is saying here Rats name Lexington, so he's back depending on how he trains this week. He could probably start next week. Yeah, probably. I think he'll definitely start next week. I don't think he'll start against the Titans. It could be possible. It could be possible. It could be a late change, but I think it's just so. I think he's going to be back for that Titans game for sure. And hello to Richard in the chat. Good to see you, Richard. Hope you're doing well in the chat as well. But hello to Tahi, bro. Hope you're doing good, Tahi, bro. Hope you're doing well yourself. But yeah, that's just my reaction on the team. So we'll go through the NRL tips for this week's games, guys. If you are a new viewer, please give this live stream a like if you haven't done so already. Click that thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are a new viewer and you haven't done so already. It's absolutely free, guys. It's much appreciated. And you also don't forget to share this live stream, share this video, comment your thoughts, and comment your tips for this week's game in the YouTube channel, live comments, or if you're watching back, comment in the comment section. So let's get into the games this week. So starting off on the Friday night, so I've got the team list up just to make sure that there aren't any changes or any injuries or outs. So just looking at now. So Sharks and the Dolphins on Thursday, the 13th of June. Boy, I think this will be an interesting game. But this game has been played at PointsBet Stadium in Cronulla. The Sharks. The biggest in is for the Sharks of Nicholas Hines. He's back in the halves of Braden Trindle. He's named at halfback there. As for the Dolphins, you've got the Hammer, that fullback, Jermaine Osako. Dolphins, have they made any late changes? The Hammer's back, of course, and Felice Kafusi is back from Origin, from the Origin arena. And Mark Nichols has been dropped to the bench with Trey Fuller coming out with Cody Nicarima is back on deck. So Cody Nicarima back at 5'8", and Anthony Milford makes way with Cody coming back from a calf injury and testing his name in the reserve. So as for the Sharks, of course, Nicholas Hines is back. And Braden Hammond-Ueli is on the bench as well. So, regards to this game, I'm going to tip the Sharkies here. I'm going to go with the Sharkies. Now, I think the Sharks will win this game. Now, I'm going to go with the Sharks by. I'm going to say Sharks by 12. Sharks by 12 for me. I think the Sharks will get the victory. First try scorer, we'll say Ronaldo Mulitalo will score. I'm going to go Ronaldo Mulitalo first try. And anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Herbie Farnworth for the Dolphins. And I'm going to go with Sione Katoa for the Sharks. So Sharks for me probably to win this one at home by 12. Look, I think the Dolphins away from home, the form is not great away from home this year. The Dolphins have been pretty good this season. Yeah, I think they're still sitting in the top 4. But I think their run of form is going to probably going to drop off a bit here. So I'm going to go with the Sharks here, and I think the Sharks will win. Yeah, Sharks for me. But yeah, Jose is just saying here the Dolphins have a terrible record outside of Queensland this season. They do. They definitely do. Their record's not great away from home this season. But, look, I just feel like the Dolphins are going to start to drop off a bit. They've done pretty well this season, but I feel like they may have a similar drop to last year when they started well. And in their back end, they struggled. So, look, full credit to Wayne. They're doing quite well, but I don't know. I don't see them being a top 8 side, despite sitting in the top 8 at the moment. 100%. Yeah, Tay's saying the Fin. So, yeah. I mean, the Finns could do it, but the Sharks are at home. I think the Sharks will probably win based on the fact that I think they've got the better squad. overall, and I think they will be hungry to get a win at home again, because the last time they were at home, they lost to Penrith, right? So they'll be keen to make amends for that loss and then win at home. So Friday night sees the Canberra Raiders taking on the Canberra Raiders taking on the North Queensland Cowboys. North Queensland Cowboys. Now this game is actually in Canberra. It's at Geo Stadium. So just looking at the team list, so the Cowboys, have they made any changes? Murray Talangi's back and Reece Robertson are back. So those are two big inclusions for the Cowboys. And Braden Burns has gone to 18th man. Harrison Edwards drops out. Jordan McLean also returns, and Griffin Neame moves to the bench. And Jeremiah Nano is going to be coming off the bench. We'll start coming off the bench with Funiaki moving to the bench and Jason Tamalolo named to start at lock. So Jason Tamalolo is starting in this game. Raiders also, Beckra Hudson-Young is returning after missing round 13. Due to origin duty. So the Raiders, other than that, that's their only change for this game. But yeah, up the wires is saying here, if our defence takes it to another level this week, then we have a great chance. And for this game, I'm going to go with look, I feel like the Cowboys can definitely bounce back. I really do. I really feel like they can go to Canberra and get a win. Now, I'm actually going to back an upset. I'm going to go with the Cowboys here. I think the Cowboys will want to have a bounce back after last week's loss to us, of course. It's in Canberra. It's not an easy place to go and travel. Cowboys generally aren't a good travelling team, obviously, outside of Queensland. Their record's not great. But, look, down in cold Canberra will be chilly on Friday night. It'll be freezing cold on Friday night for Cowboys to go up there. In those conditions, different track, obviously, could be quite dewy. Geo Stadium surface. I'm going to go with the Cowboys in an upset. I really am. I'm going to go with the Cowboys by 8 points. So I think they can do it. I don't know why. Suddenly I can feel like they can win, but I'm going to go with the Cows here to win this game. First try scorer, I'll go with the Raiders player, Matthew Timoko. Anytime we'll go with Val Holmes and actually, yeah, we'll go Val Holmes and Murray Talangi anytime, but I think the Cowboys can do it. I'm going to go Cowboys by 8 as well. Hello to Ryan in the chat. Good to see you in the chat there, Ryan. Hope you're doing well. He's saying I like the Cowboys too. Yeah, so you guys give your tips in the live chat. Who you're tipping for this week's games? Feel free to give your tips for the games in the live chat down below. And if you are a new viewer, please give this live stream a like. Click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are a new viewer to the channel and you haven't done so already, guys. It's much appreciated. But those are my tips. Cowboys with the Cowboys to win by 8, and the other game I have the Sharks to win by 12. So those are my 2 tips for the 2 games so far. Now the next game. Now there's 2 games on Friday night. Interesting. So we've gone back to the 2 games on Friday night this week. So the Rabbitohs, South Sydney Rabbitohs, taking on the Brisbane Broncos. This game is at a core stadium in Sydney. The Rabbitohs welcome back huge in of Cameron Murray. He is back from a hip injury that he was sidelined for since round 9. So round 9 was the last time we saw Cameron Murray in the South Sydney Rabbitohs team. And he's been named on the bench with Havili dropping out of the only change to that 17 that beat the Titans on the Gold Coast last week. As for the Broncos, Xavier Wilson's coming onto the bench and Fletcher Baker's dropping to the reserves. Katoni Staggs is back also, despite copping a knock in the knee in the clash with the Sharks. So he's still in the team. He's still in the centres. William Pearson's gone Sharks by 1-12. William Pearson's also saying Broncos 1-12, Cowboys 1-12, and Broncos first trip to, of course, the stadium since last year's grand final. That's an interesting stat. They're really interesting. Tarns has gone with I'm tipping the Finns. Right. But yeah, look for this one. So the Broncos still no Reece Walsh, of course. Besides that, they're pretty much full strength, other than Reece Walsh being there. Souths are pretty much full strength with Cameron Murray on the bench, of course. Look, I like what Souths did last week, albeit I know it was against the Titans. The Titans have actually, well, they've been struggling this year. They're not been in great form. They're sitting in the bottom of the ladder for a reason. So, of course, Souths were going to win that game. I know a lot of people were tipping Titans, but I tipped Souths to win that game last week. I don't know. I have a weird feeling this could be another upset. I don't know why, but I just feel like the Broncos have been a bit up and down lately. They have been up and down. Like, I feel like the Broncos have a team that should be contending for top four. But I feel like Souths will get a few, starting to get a bit of confidence now. They've had a few wins in a row. Obviously, they can't make the 8 this year, so they're just going to be there to play spoil card for a lot of the other teams at the back end of the season. So, and also Souths, they want to get off the bottom half of the ladder. They want to get off that, away from that wooden spoon position on the ladder, which I can't see Souths winning the wooden spoon this year, in my opinion. I think they will. Their performance has been a lot better. They've definitely improved over the last couple of weeks for sure. But strangely enough, I'm actually thinking of tipping an upset here. And might be crazy to say this, but I think Souths can do it. I think they can do this in Sydney as well. Look, Broncos still have a handy team. They've got a good rate team there, obviously. But no Walsh as well. Is that going to affect them this week? Are they going to miss him for this game? I think they'll miss him in terms of what he brings to the attacking spark for them. The Broncos last week, well, that man in the second half were really disappointing against the Sharks. Really disappointing. Not the usual performance we see from Brisbane at their home ground there, but they'll be wanting to bounce back as well. So Jose is saying I tipped the Raiders at home and the Bunnies for an upset. Yeah, that's not a bad shout actually. I really am thinking about tipping them. Mel's also saying here, Bunnies for me, Broncos not performing at their best. Yeah, they're definitely not performing at their best like we saw last season when they finished in second spot on the ladder, and they were the team that made the grand final last year, we've got to remember as well. Look, not a lot has changed from that Brisbane side. Definitely not a lot has changed. It's pretty much the same lineup, bearing no Reynolds, obviously, with injury. And, of course, Walsh is, out with an injury as well. But Ryan's saying here, even team 1-6, I think this should be close. Yeah, I reckon it'll be close as well. And Ryan's also saying Cedar Rabbitohs winning for sure. And I think Bennett will run the Flegler angle inspiration if the nerve damage report is true for the Dolphins, says Tahi, bro. Yes. So, look, I have had a strong thought about this game. I really have. And I'm going to actually tip the Rabbitohs. I'm going to do it. I'm going to tip the Bunnies to win this game. Yeah, I think the Bunnies can do it. Look, I think they will get the win. I'm going to go with the Rabbits here. I'm going to go Rabbits by 4 over the Broncos here. Down there in Sydney. And first try score, we'll say, I'll go with Alex Johnston, first try. Anytime we'll go with Katoni Staggs, the Bronx, and we'll go with, I'm going to say anytime for the Rabbitohs, we'll go with Jack Whiten, and also I'm going to go with Dean Mariner for the Bronx. So, yeah, those are my predictions for the game. And I think the Broncos, I think Souths can do it. I think they can pull off a surprising result here against the Broncos. Hello to, but yeah, William's saying, yeah, Titans 13 plus. Really, is that what you're going with? Interesting. But yeah, so on to the next game now, guys. So bear with me. Apologies for just going through the team list. So bear with me if I am going a bit slow for you guys there. So Mel was saying here the Broncos should win games without Walsh and Reynolds. They're 8th on the ladder, definitely not performing like last year. I agree. They're only sitting 8th. Really surprised by that. Really am surprised, but there's still a bit of time for them to climb up the ladder for sure. And we got them in the next couple of weeks as well, so that will be really interesting to see how that all goes. We do play them at home in a couple of weeks' time, so yeah, looking forward to that game. But Tigers and the Titans, boy, this game is definitely Spoon Bowl number 2. Spoon Bowl number 2 clash. Because we had a Spoon Bowl clash last week, and we've got another Spoon Bowl clash on Saturday afternoon. Boy, this game is really... Look, no offense to either teams and no disrespect, but this is going to be really a ball fest game, in my opinion. This is just not this game could be a game where it could be a really high-scoring game between both of these teams, and neither teams can defend. So I wouldn't be surprised if this Tigers and Titans game is a game where it features a 32-30 scoreline, a 32-20 scoreline, because neither of these teams are defensively sound. Let's be quite frank, and let's be quite honest here. But just looking at the team list for this one, so I see Jermaine Buller as fullback, been named to play at fullback. Keno Kenny, fullback. Jaden Campbell, 5'8", Kieran Ford, halfback. West Tigers, looking at their lineup, Adam Dewey's back. He's been named in the reserves. And Dewey hasn't played since round 6, so it's quite a while since he played. Benji Marshall's sticking with Aiden Caesar's also back from suspension at 5'8", and Coruscant's been named at 7, with Lachlan Galvin and Jaden Sullivan both injured. So that's a shame for Lachlan Galvin, because he's been going pretty well for the Tigers, and Jaden Sullivan as well. 2 young players out, so that means the spine is really being changed up a bit here. And Solomon Alimalo as well, the former Chiefs rugby player. Former rugby player has been sidelined with a head knock. And Charlie Staines is back to the wing with Brent Naden named in the centres as well. So as for the Titans, Philip Sami is back in the centres, and Beau Formore returns to back row, and Kenan Palasi has gone to the bench there. So, for this game, oh, man, look, I honestly feel like the Tigers can get the win. I think they're due for a win. Now, I'm going to go Tigers at home. We'll go West Tigers at home. The Titans struggle away from home. We know their record the record in Sydney as a whole is not great at all. So I'm going to go with the Tigers here. And look, the Titans, just looking at that side, man, I honestly can't see, how they're going to get this result. Now, I'm going to go Tigers, and I'm going to go Tigers by 16 points. I think they'll be too good for the Titans. And I think they'll get the win. Now, first try score, I'm going to go with, we'll go Charlie Staines first try score, and any time we'll say Brian Kelly for the Titans, and we'll go with, I'm going to say Justin Olam for the Tigers. Yeah, for me. And, Coruscant at 7 says Ryan. And plus that. I'm not too sure how Coruscant is going to go at 7, really. It's just, I think the Tigers will win, but I don't know how Coruscant is going to go at 7. It's not his usual position. Obviously, he's a hooker. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But does that actually mean that Caesar will need to take more of a responsibility? Ryan says he doesn't mind it. Yeah, it's not too bad. But it'll be interesting to see how it all plans out for the Tigers here. But I feel like they're due for a win, man. They've been on a bit of a losing run. They've had a tough season. Benji's trying his hardest. It's not an easy position to be in. First year as an NRL coach coming in the team, it has a lot of young players as well. Look, the Tigers, man, they're going to be a few years away from being on the improve, I think. They're going to take time to get better. But I think against this Gold Coast side at home in Sydney, really they should be winning, the Tigers. And this is an opportunity for them to get 2 points. Tigers for me. I think they'll win. They'll get the job done in the Spoon Bowl clash. So on to the other Saturday game. So this other Saturday game sees the Parramatta Eels taking on the Sydney Roosters. Now this game has been played at Combank Stadium in Sydney. Obviously the Eels coming off that loss to the Bulldogs. 45,000 at the Core Stadium, a record crowd in Sydney. It's been a while since we've seen a crowd like that. Obviously being a public holiday has helped as well, and the Dogs doing so well. But the Eels coming off that close loss to the Dogs the other day. They're back at home at Combank Stadium in Western Sydney. As the Roosters themselves coming off a bye last week, so they didn't play. They're fully fresh as well in this Roosters team. If you look at the players they've got, man, it's a strong side. Teddy at fullback, Tupou. You got Manu in the centres, Dominic Young, Kerry, and Walker halves. It's a strong forward pack with Hargraves as well. Connor Watson, hooker, Lindsay Collins, Angus Crichton, Victor Radley, Nafahu White. Good bench as well with Sandon Smith, Spencer Leonard, Nat Butcher, and Tyrell May. But yeah, look, the Roosters 17 is so strong. I see that Sivo is back on the wing for the Eels as well, so it's a big in for the Eels. After being a withdrawal on game day due to a hamstring injury, Jermaine Hopgood has been named in the 13 jersey, and there aren't any other changes. Oh, Dejan Arcee's back to the bench as well with Ryan Madison in the reserves. As for the Roosters, of course, their origin players are back in the side. Connor Watson's returning from a throat injury as well, and he's starting ahead of Brandon Smith, so that's really interesting. Brandon Smith has not been named to start this week, which is quite intriguing as well. And also, he's not even on the bench, so no Brandon Smith at all for this game. So, yeah, Ryan's saying here the Tigers have had so many silly yellow cards that they clean that up, they give themselves more of a chance. Storm by 1 to 12, says William Pearson. Roosters 13 plus. Tahi's saying Roosters 13 plus, and most people will pick the Roosters, but I think this will be close. And Jose is saying if the Tigers lose this one, I won't tip them until Luai comes into the squad, which is a fair point. Jose, I can't trust the Tigers. I can't trust the Tigers. I can't trust the Titans. So tipping either of those two teams, you're better off not tipping them in your tipping comps because you're probably going to get them wrong. Let's be quite honest. But yeah. Ryan's saying here, I've heard rumors about Brandon Smith. Yeah, I'm not too sure there on that one there, Ryan. But yeah, not sure what's going on there with those rumors. So yeah. Also, I'll just go through some of the other comments. If I've missed your comments, apologies, guys. I will put them on the screen. Just going through my tips, of course. So go through your comments as well. But Greg is saying here, really looking forward to Saturday night. Keep the faith. And Mel says he wants the Tigers to win, but I think the Titans will. Yeah, I think the Tigers will fancy their chances at home against the Titans team who's leaking points at Tantrum. They did that against South last week. And the Tigers really struggle points anyway. They do struggle to score points, Ron. They really do. And I think both will be motivated after bad defense last game, and they'll defend better. Yeah, I think so too. And Jose is saying here, plus Cameron Murray's back. He is back. And Broncos should still win games without restarts. I've already read their comment, so apologies there, guys. But yeah, so look, for me, obviously, I'm going to go with the Roosters here. Roosters to win this game. I'm going to go Roosters 13 plus. They should be too good for the Parramatta Eels. Even though it's at home for the Eels, I just think the Eels will struggle in this one. Obviously, with Moses, this is another game where he will want to have a big one before the State of Origin teams get announced for Game 2. So, yeah, this is probably his last crack before State of Origin teams for New South Wales gets named for Game 2. So he will want to have a big game against the Roosters. But he'll want to make out a statement so that Michael Maguire does select him for Game 2. But still, personally, I think that New South Wales should pick Moses for New South Wales in Game 2 of the State of Origin series. Though I'm a Queensland fan, I think they should go with Moses personally over Hines. But he will want to have a big game for the Eels, but I think the Roosters will be too good. Roosters 13 plus for me. First try score will say, I think first try score will go with Daniel Tupou. Anytime try scorers will go with Joey Manu, and we'll go with Sivo for the Eels. Also, I think we'll go with Angus Crichton in the forwards. I don't know why. I'm going with a forward here, and I'm going to go with Angus Crichton. I think Roosters will win. They will win well. But I think Moses will still have a decent game. I think he'll still have a decent game despite losing to the Roosters. So, yeah, Moses game is kicking better than Hines. Yeah, absolutely agree. Definitely agree with that one. Can't argue with it. And I don't get it why a lot of people don't like Moses. I know he has a bit of a moan at the refs on the field, and him and Gutherson do. But other than that, that's the only thing I probably don't like about Moses. I think he's a great player, and I don't dislike him. He's quite a passionate player as well. So I think New South Wales could do with Moses in the side. And I think when he played for the New South Wales Blues last time, he actually did have a decent game as well. So I think they should definitely go with Moses in the 6th jersey with Hines for game 2 of the series. But yeah, Eels crumbled under pressure last night. I've tipped the Chooks. Yeah, they definitely did. They should have won that game, let's be quite frank. The Dogs had a few issues with injuries and players coming off, and they still won that game, the Dogs, which was crazy in itself. So, and the Dogs are sitting in 7th spot on the ladder. Who would have thought that at the start of the season? Really, can't believe they're sitting in the 8th. But, man, they're doing a great job. And Serrato in that side. The Bulldogs, we haven't seen the best of the Bulldogs in a long, long time. It's good to see them do so well. It's great for the comp. Great for the NRL to see a good Dogs team doing well. Hopefully we can see that with the Tigers over the next couple of years. Hopefully we can see them do quite well as well. But yeah, that's my tips, right? So I've gone with the Roosters to win. But guys, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you give this live stream a like. Click that thumbs up button. Make sure you're liking the live stream if you haven't done so already, guys. It really helps the channel. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. If you are a new viewer, we're trying to get to the 2,800 subscriber mark. So it's absolutely free to subscribe. It helps the channel. It shows your support for the content, and it helps helps grow the channel as well. And it gets aware about all the videos and the live streams and the shows as well. So yeah, it's much appreciated. It really does help. And guys, please go and give all the Warriors content creators a follow and subscribe. The likes of Wars Up TV, Warrior Holic, everyone. A shout out to everyone. Ash Thomas, all the Warriors content creators do a great job. So I want to give a shout out to all of them. Yeah, also the likes of this Warriors Life podcast, Fonzie Warriors, all of them. Go and check them out, guys. They do a great job. Not just me. Everyone else does a good job. We support one another. That's a community. We're all a community here. So go and follow everyone, all the Warriors content creators, and go give them a subscribe and support. And we'll have a few of them content Warriors creators on the channel as well over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, speaking of this next game now for Sunday, we'll wrap up the stream, get to the last couple of games. So Sunday the 16th of June. It sees the Manly Seagulls taking on the Dragons, the St. George Illawarra Dragons. Yeah, this game is being played at Brookvale. I think Brookvale. Yeah, it has been played at Brookvale. Lottoland, as it's known as, but I call it Brookvale. Stick to Brookvale because that's what's best known as for me. The Dragons, look, really interesting team. Hard to get a read on at times. One week they can have a good win. The next week they can be really disappointing. So it's hard to really honestly get a gauge on what the Dragons are this year. They've had games where they've had good wins. They've had games where they've been absolutely disappointing. As for the Seagulls, last week, look, their effort was great. I thought their effort was there, against Penrith, down there in Penrith. Not an easy place to go and play the Panthers. Obviously, they had the lead as well during that game at one stage. And then Penrith, of course, ran them down there and won the game. So I think if you're the Seagulls, you take more positives out of last week's game over Penrith away from home. Despite not getting the result, obviously Seabolt was disappointed they didn't get the 2 points there. But I think Manly have probably shown more promise this year than the Dragons have. For me, I'm going to go with the Seagulls here to win this game. Really, I'm going to go with Manly. For me, I feel like with the Seagulls, their team at the moment, you've got the players they have. Daly Cherry Evans, DCE, man, he hasn't aged. He hasn't aged. He's like fine wine. That's my saying, for DCE. And we saw what he did in Origin Game 1. He was outstanding for the Maroons. He's doing great for Manly this season. Had a good season last year as well, Cherry Evans. So, Cherry Evans, I think, could go around a couple more years and still be playing quite well. That's just my opinion on Cherry Evans, DCE. Tommy Talau, another player from the Tigers who's been in good form recently as well. Their wingers, obviously, with Saab and Kohler, Garrick as well in the centres. It's a strong Seagulls lineup. Lehigh Hopewadi at fullback, the young fullback there. The four-pack is pretty decent, with Paseka, Brown, Holomole, Olakuatu, Ben Travojevic, and Jake Travojevic. I think this is a game where the Seagulls have to win. And the Seagulls need to get a bounce back. They definitely do if they want to get themselves back in position for the top 8. But as for the Dragons, it's also another must-win game for them as well. So I think with this being a game where the Seagulls are at home, I think they can get the win. So I'm going to go with the Seagulls here, and just look at the changes here. Not too many changes for them as well this week. They obviously with Homole Okolawatu named, and he actually picked up a calf injury last week. Which he only was played for 24 minutes. So I'm a bit surprised that Seabolt's actually gone and named him despite picking up that calf injury last week. Nathan Brown's been named at prop, of course, with Josh Oloye, Josh Oloye suspended, and Ethan Bullymore is on the bench there. So, we've got someone in the chat here. We'll just ignore that. I'm not going to answer that one. But York, hello to York. With the super chat here, he's saying, thanks for the super chat, York. I really appreciate that support. He's saying sends a $30.99 super chat. Fanatics, love your stream and up the Chooks. Good luck to your Chooks on the weekend, York. Thanks for the donation. And another donation of $2.99. Thanks for the donation there, York. Really appreciate that. As well. Hey Fanatics, didn't you do tip? Yeah, I did do the Penrith tip. I haven't done it yet, York. So we'll get onto it the last game. So I haven't got into it just yet. So for me, first try score will go with I will say Tommy Talau first try, and anytime I'm gonna go with Jason Saab, and we'll go with Zach Lomax anytime there for me. Seagulls to win. And Seagulls to win by 6. Actually, we'll go Seagulls by 18. Seagulls by 18 for me to win this game. But yeah, let me know your tips for the Seagulls Dragons in the comments down in the live YouTube comment section. And please, guys, if you see any ridiculous comments like some trolls in the chat, please just ignore them. Jose, you're the mod, so you can delete them and ban them if you do see them. I see one here, but just ignore that, guys. Apologies there if you can see some people trolling in the chat, which we'll just ignore and move on. But yeah, Ryan is saying here I've already read that chat. I don't know why I'm reading the same chat. And Tahi Bro is saying, love your stream, Fanatics. Appreciate that, Tahi Bro. Good to see you in the chat. Always good to see you in the chat there. But Seagulls to win for me. I think they'll get the job done by 16 points. All right, last game to wrap it up. We'll wrap this up. So we've got the Newcastle Knights taking on the Penrith Panthers. This game's at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. As for the Knights, they've pretty much named. They've named Fletcher Sharp, who's is still there at fullback, and Bradman Best returns from injury in the centres. As for any other changes, not really any for the Knights here. Daniel Saifidi has been included on the bench for the Knights. As for the Panthers, Dylan Edwards has been named to play. So Dylan Edwards big in for the Panthers. He's been named to play for the Panthers for this week's game. So he's back at fullback, returning from that quad injury that he suffered on the week of Origin week. So yeah, he has been named and he's back. Jake Cole is also partnering Jerome Law in the halves with Liam Martin. There's a chance to make his comeback from ankle injury as well. So, look, for this game, I really don't need to have a long thought about this one. It's Penrith for me. Panthers 13 plus. I think they will get the job done over the Knights, and they will be too strong. Let's be quite honest. They will get the win for me. Also, first try score will say Sunia Taruva from the Panthers. Anytime we'll go with we'll say I'm going to go Moses Leota, and another one I'll go with Greg Marju for the Knights. So those are my try scorers and Panthers to win for me. They will be just too good. They will win this game. But so Kay Bro saying Panthers, but we will be good. York, I'm not going to mention his name, York. Yeah, so I'm not going to mention his name. So just ignore it. Just ignore it, York. Don't even bother. Don't even bother to ask about who the person in the chat is doing. We will just ignore it. as I usually do. So, yeah, those are my tips, guys. So I'll go through them just quickly again for those of you who just tuned in and want to hear my tips quickly. We'll go through it one more time. So I've gone with the Sharks by 12. I said Sharks by 12. Yeah, Sharks by 12 for me. Raiders versus Cowboys. I've gone with the Cowboys by 8. Rabbitohs and the Broncos. Gone with the Rabbitohs in an upset by 10 points. Tigers. We're going with the Tigers here by 16. And the Roosters Eels game. We've gone with the Roosters 13 plus for me. And also the Seagulls Dragons. We'll go with the Seagulls by 14 points. And the Knights Panthers, we're going with Panthers by 18. So that is my tips for this week's game. So that pretty much wraps it up, everyone. I will do an actual preview of the Warriors Storm preview, round 15, will be up live on the YouTube channel tomorrow night, guys. So tune in if you want to hear my overall predictions for that game, my anytime try scorers, my first try scorers, and my going through some of the key matchups, stats, and all that sort of stuff. The proper preview for that game will be tomorrow night on the YouTube channel, 9 p.m. New Zealand time, 7 p.m. Australia time. I'll be live on the YouTube channel for that one. And I'll also be live on Thursday night as well, Thursday afternoon on the YouTube channel as well, for a panel show with a few Warriors content creators and guests. But thanks for tuning in, everyone. Please give this live stream a like if you haven't done so already. And if you are a new viewer, please make sure you are subscribing to the YouTube channel. And I'll see we've got another super chat, so we'll get into this last super chat. No, it's the same one. Apologies, guys. It's the same one. Actually, no, there's a new super chat. Sorry, guys. Yeah, from 30.99 there. Warriors for the upset. York, thanks, York. Appreciate that. Really do appreciate the support. Richard's saying here, good stuff, Christian. Up the wires. Absolutely up the wires. Thanks, Mel. Great stream. Great to see you in the chat as always, Mel. Really appreciate that. Thanks to everyone for tuning in as well. Good to see you, Tahi, bro. Everyone in the chat. Maverick's saying here, 690 says Wars 40 plus. Hopefully that's the case, but I probably think it's going to be closer than that. And I just want to focus on the NRL round 15. This round will be crazy. Yeah, absolutely, it will be crazy. York's Jose saying thanks for the super chat. Absolutely, thanks for the super chat. Storm have got injuries. They absolutely do. But guys, that's it. That's it for me, guys. Please give this live stream a like, everyone. Please thumbs up that live stream. Click that thumbs up button. Like the live stream. If you are a new viewer to the channel, please also subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, guys. It shows your support for the content. It's absolutely appreciated. It helps the channel as well. And we want to keep growing the channel, get this channel up. Yeah, we want to get to that 3K subscriber mark. So that's the big aim of the channel next. Try to get to 2,800 subscribers as well. So subscribing is absolutely free, guys. It's absolutely free. It all really does help. Like the live stream, like the video, and click the bell so you are notified as well when I upload any new content next. But have a good one, everyone. See you tomorrow for the preview of the Warriors Melbourne Storm preview. That will be live tomorrow night on the channel, and I'll see you guys again also on Thursday evening for another live stream, another show, and that'll be with a few Warriors content creators on Thursday afternoon. So stay tuned for that one on Thursday afternoon live, and that will be 4:30, I think, 4:30 Australia time. So that'll be 6:30 New Zealand time for that one on Thursday night. And then Wednesday night, I'll be live on my own for a preview of the Warriors Melbourne Storm game for round 15 as well. Have a good one, everyone. Up the Wars. Go the Warriors. Good luck to everyone's team on the weekend, except the Melbourne Storm, of course. Good luck to all your teams. And looking forward to this week's round of footy. Have a good one. Cheers.